Okay, one of the things that everybody knows the name of but doesn't know much about is creatine. What does creatine do? Creatine helps build muscle and also it helps with explosive power. So if you're into weightlifting, bodybuilding or anything like that, it's a supplement for you. If you're into sprints or even explosive movements, whether it be MMA, boxing, anything that requires any kind of explosive movement, wrestling, creatine's also beneficial for you. What creatine does is the body has three energy systems. This is ATP energy systems. You've got phosphate creatine, you've got the lactic acid energy system, and you've got the aerobic energy system. Phosphate creatine system is what we're going to be dealing with today. That's what the use of creatine is for. When your body is training, when you're in the gym, whatever, your body's breaking down, and what happens is your body breaks down its phosphate bonds, and it turns from ATP, which is the body's energy currency, into ADP. And what happens is, through a thing called coupled reaction, if you've got creatine in your system, this basically joins back together. These bonds join back together, and it goes back to ATP again, which is used for muscle contraction and overall muscle growth. So basically, the more freely available creatine that you have in your system, the better muscle growth that you will basically see, the more it will occur, the more efficiently it will occur, because you're not going to be breaking down into systems where you're going from your phosphate creatine system into your lactic acid energy system, where you'd be using glycogen as the energy source instead, albeit it's in a slightly different range as far as the energy expenditure goes. But overall, the more creatine that you have in your system, the more beneficial it's going to be to you building some muscle. Now, that's not to say that you should be oversaturating yourself with creatine. Usually it's 5 grams is the measurement for creatine. I wouldn't go, personally, pre-workout I would take 5 grams, and post-workout I would take 5 grams. You see a thing called the loading phase on creatine. For me, that's a lot of the time that's marketing with the loading phase. I know they say you have to oversaturate your cells to get it into your system and this and that, but personally, in my opinion, I don't think it's required to oversaturate your cells with creatine initially. I would say just supplement with creatine 5 grams in a shake before you go to the gym, and 5 grams immediately once you finish the gym, once you're finished training, with your post-workout shake. And over time, basically you'll see better muscle growth than you would, and you cycle on and off creatine. 4 weeks or 6 weeks dependent. I was skeptical about cycling off after a month, so usually I take about 6 weeks on creatine. It stops your body getting too used to that being so readily available. So the more your body's used to it, the less it will really utilise it. So once you reintroduce it again, once you've cycled off it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, your body then gets a little kickstart and it starts to use it more efficiently again. So overall, that's what creatine does. Would you supplement with it? Well, if you do any of the mentioned things that I said at the beginning, then yes, I would. Bodybuilding, any kind of muscle gains, any kind of explosive power movements, supplement with creatine.